Another apology over the death of a man whilst in police custody now, as Thames Valley Police accept the blame for a man who died in their care from a heroin overdose after police failed to search him properly. 43-year-old Leroy Jr. Medford was taken to a Reading police station in April 2017 and put in a cell with the drugs he had hidden. In 2019, an inquest heard how 2 police officers were required to observe him constantly in his cell, but that they were not aware that this meant one of them should be within the cell. They interpreted it as observing Mr. Medford from the cell door. CCTV showed him removing a package from inside his trousers and swallowing it. Neither of the 2 constables witnessed Leroy doing this. Leroy later collapsed as the heroin proved fatal. At the inquest, the coroner said the case raised concerns about police training, and she called for a national review of the delivery of training to police officers across the country. The National Police Chiefs Council said the coroner's comments were shared with all chief constables who are individually responsible for training within their forces. Thames Valley Police said it would always seek to learn from serious incidents, and that changes were made to how officers were briefed on observing detainees and the procedure to take if someone was believed to have drugs on them, like searching them properly, perhaps. It was said that Thames Valley Police constables strip searched Leroy and took him to hospital for a scan, but nothing was found, and there was a 3rd search when he returned to the police station. Thames Valley Police's Deputy Chief Constable Jason Hogg, appropriate name, described Leroy's death in April 2017 as tragic and avoidable in a letter he wrote to the family, acknowledging also that the force had breached Leroy's human rights and those of his family. Deputy Chief Constable Hogg also wrote that Thames Valley Police apologised both for this and the grief and distress that this has caused Junior's children and siblings. In his letter to the family, DCC Hogg acknowledged that there was a failure to comply with procedures, adding, "Whilst we appreciate that no words will heal the pain of Junior's death, we hope that this letter of apology may offer you a measure of comfort." Rachel Hogg, the family's lawyer, said independent medical expert evidence obtained during the inquest was unequivocal that had there been an earlier medical intervention, Junior would have survived. The reason he did not have this intervention was a direct consequence of Thames Valley police officers' failures, yet it has taken over 5 years to publicly acknowledge that Junior's death was avoidable and to apologise to Junior's family for these failures. Following Leroy Medford's death, an investigation by the police watchdog found 2 constables had a case to answer for misconduct. The case against one was proven and he was given a written warning. The 2nd officer retired before misconduct proceedings could be held. So yet again, failures by police that directly lead to the death of a man in their custody, that lead to nothing more than a written warning. Utterly disgusting that so little accountability is held by the one service that should be held more accountable than any other.